Hi, I'm Kinem, and welcome to episode number 4. Today, we talk about confidence and how to tap into the source of confidence. And what I mean by confidence is confidence, real confidence, not the pretending part, the pretending to be something or someone you perceive as confident, to find your own. Let me start by saying it's very easy to get lost because many, especially for young people, they have this direct connection, direct access to what is going on around the world through the internet. So it's not only what they're surrounded by, what they see, but they also see what is happening somewhere else, and they get to see so many different perspectives. That can be a very good thing, but that can also be a negative thing if that which you see is very unknown to you or very different from that life or the surrounding you're living with. And also because we as humans are not used to, no, we are not taught how to use our mind in a proper way. We are not taught how to use, like when you grow up, you get taught how to use, or you just learn it, how to talk a specific language, how to move your body, how to, whatever it is, skills, cooking or something else. And something we are not taught is how we function. Well, it's not their fault because our parents and their parents also don't know. They just function. But this is so important when you want to evolve and transform into someone better, into some being, or have a life that is, or you want to maximize your potential, get the best out of life, then you have to know how to function. And that is like not knowing how to use a computer, for example, a very efficient, very productive system, but you're not familiar with it. And you just function, it's just on standby, somehow it's doing its thing, and you learn other things, you learn to walk, to speak, you learn skills, you gain knowledge, you read from books and save it in this system, but you don't even know how to access these things. You don't even know how to go about it. And that can be one big factor when it comes to confidence, because confidence stems from a place of having power over yourself, of knowing how you go about your life, of being the user of this computer. So you cannot be confident when you don't know how to use. If I put something in front of you, a completely different a robot or whatever, something that you have never seen in your life, and I tell you to present it to the world, and tell them what this thing can do, and tell them what it is, tell them what this and show them, you wouldn't be confident in doing that because you're not familiar with that thing I just gave you. Imagine it's some futuristic thing, okay? Because we are that. And yeah, that's the same with us. So we have to become familiar with ourselves. We have to get to know ourselves. And because the society today could be so much more advanced, people think we are very advanced, and I don't want to say that we are not, but to be honest, in my honest opinion, we could have been so much further if we weren't just recycling already existing things and thoughts and ideas. If we knew how to tap into the source of these ideas and use them to maximize them, and then our world would look so much different. but an individual has to start in with themselves. So he has to start within themselves, every individual. So this is connected to being confident. As I said, you have to know how to function to be confident in presenting it, in showing it, and using it. And this way your life will also be so much easier. And it's not your fault that you don't know that. As I said, like, your parents also don't know that. My parents also didn't know how to function, but we have to learn that. We are the ones that can transform ourselves, since we are much more conscious now. And I guess you are also, because you wouldn't be on this video now. The source of confidence. How can we find this source of confidence? Where is it? It's actually not a secret. It's just, as I said, if you have the access to the internet, then you will, especially young people, they will see so many different things that are not, or that inspires them. They will see so many different things that can inspire them, and then they will try to copy that, so they can have that, so they can be what they see, what they want to be, what they perceive as, oh, this person is confident. But now we have to be careful, because the more you put on masks after masks and after mask, and what I mean by mask is you are pretending to be something, to be a certain way, with certain characteristics which you are not. And if you keep going this way and you push it even further, you will not be at a good place in somewhere in the future, like in many years, because it will build up and it will show itself, because you will be so much more further from your heart space, from your core, from the source. Coming back to the source of confidence also, because it's the source of everything, you have to be even less than what you see or want to be. And what I mean by want to be is not having a vision. That is the good thing about us, that we have this mind, and we can imagine stuff, we can create them, we can bring them to existence through consciously thinking. You think and then you can bring it into existence. That is a very good thing, but we have to know how to use it. So it's not like you think something and then you are immediately, when you are not programmed this way, when you are used to being something else, to appear a certain way. And I don't mean the outer appearance, even though this can also have an impact on the outer appearance. But let's start with the inside, with the characteristics. What is it called? I forgot what it's called. Let's say characteristics. So now, how are we supposed to come to that place where we tap into our confidence, where we can be our truest self? Well, that is the key, actually. Let me rewind. To be confident, you have to be authentic. And authentic means being as close to yourself, to your truth as possible. To your truth, not what you have, what you saw somewhere or whatever. Imagine whatever you see that inspires you only inspires you because it just mirrors something back to you. Some kind of perspective potential that is already within you, and the inspiration you feel, the passion and the passion you feel in that moment to have that, to gain that, is just a reflection, is just the way it's telling yourself, it's just the way it is telling you how to get that, or that you can have that you are that already. But then what the tricky part is, what many people do is they will act just like what they saw, which is not you. You pretend. That is a mask. Now, how can you be what inspires you and not pretend? Let me tell you the secret, the hidden part. Let me tell you what's hidden. That which inspires you is not how that person acts, is not how that person speaks, is not how that person, whatever appearance or external factor it is not what is actually inspiring you. That is just how it's showing itself to you. What actually inspires you is that this person or whatever this thing is that is inspiring you is just showing you that this person is true to themselves. They are true, they are authentic to their truth. That is what inspires you. That which inspires you is being authentic, being yourself, not their self. Their self is inspiring you to be your own self. That's why pretending and acting and speaking and looking like and copying and whatever is actually not, is and will never be your way to find yourself. Will never be your way to be confident. It can only and will ever come from yourself. So confidence is just you being familiar with source, with your center, with your heart, being in contact with it and having it as transparent as possible, having it as seeable as possible to the outside. Let it talk through you. Let it, just like there's no veil, or the veil is very transparent as possible. So you are very, it's like your soul is naked, having your soul naked in this world. That's what you wish. That's what inspires you. So to get there, what I always say, if you have ever watched any video of mine, is to meditate. One way to get there is to meditate, to become conscious and aware of yourself, to get to know yourself first, to peel off what is unnecessary, to peel off the masks that you put on over the time of your life, things that you learned, were conditioned to. It's actually very easy, but also at the same time can seem very tricky. The process of it can sometimes feel hard. It can feel challenging. It can hurt. It can feel like you're losing something, or you're not what you were before. It's like you are stepping away from what you knew, and that can hurt because it doesn't, at first it may not feel like home. But do you want to be home at a place where you're not comfortable, where you're not your fullest self, where you know there is more, where you always live like this is not it? Or do you dare to go even further, to find a new home within yourself? Find a new home and carry it with yourself. So dare to be different. Dare to do things differently. Dare to be alone. That is very important. Dare to be, how do you say dare in another way? I don't know. Dare to be alone. Get to know yourself in every way. Why you think? You think? Why do you think that? Especially that. Why do you think that? When you open your eyes, what is in your head? Don't distract yourself by all that you see online. Don't distract yourself with your device. Don't let your device be the first thing you look at. Look at yourself first. And it doesn't have to be in the mirror. Look at yourself. Just close your eyes and watch what happens with you, within you. And you cannot get to know yourself in one day, not in 2 days, not in 1 week. Imagine you're living, I don't know how old you are, but imagine all these years. You cannot get to know that person, or that which lies underneath that person, because that person has become this over so many years. So you have to be patient with yourself. To be confident, you need to be compassionate. Yes, that's what the word I was looking for. You have to have compassion with yourself. And imagine your confidence is based on outer things. Let me give you an example. If your confidence is based on the compliments you hear, you see something, you like it, you copy it, or kind of copy it, you pretend to be it, because now you think this is it, like this is making me feel confident. You get compliments, and when you are gaining your confidence from that source, from external factors, imagine what happens. And you don't have to imagine, I guess you know and you have experienced it, maybe. I guess so. I mean, every human has experienced it, that someone in some way insulted you. They said some words that were not pleasing you, that were not compliments. What happens in that moment? You lose it. You lose your confidence for a moment. You know why? Well, many people act like they don't lose it. They pretend, they hold on to it and get mad. Why? Why do you get mad? Why do you feel insulted? Why? Because you are a slave to the external factors. You are a slave to what is said to you, what other people think of you. That is not confidence. Gaining your confidence from compliments, only from compliments, like compliments are very beautiful. I love getting compliments, but it's not the source of my confidence. That is just an effect of it. It's just what I will get mirrored, what I will get back from life. But it's not the source of it. The source is in me, inside of me. You have to gain your power back, because when it is built upon external factors, you will always be a victim to what this person may say, what that person may think, what will happen in that situation. It will always be in the hands of some circumstance, in the hands of people, of other people. You have to gain your power back, and the only way is to find your confidence inside of yourself, where only you can touch it, where only you have the power over it. And when I say where only you can touch it, it's not like you're numb to the world. It's quite the opposite. The more transparent you are, the more things can touch you, of course. They can see through you in some way. And that's why they will see themselves. They can't see themselves. You can touch them. I hope I can get across the picture I have in my mind, the feeling of it, because it's hard to put it into words, and especially for me right now to put it into English words. But imagine you are one with yourself, and you are consciously one with yourself. You are as close to your truth, your authentic self as possible. Every person that gets to know you, in every situation you are, these people will see something in you. You are that transparent. You are that see-through. They will see something in you, even if they don't know what it is. They can only know what it is if they will come close to themselves, or experiment and find it out themselves. And it will be even easier when the road to that place is cleared. So every time you will get inspired, you will immediately understand what it is that you see in that person. Or when you get triggered. Oh, that is also, when you get triggered by a person, it doesn't always show itself like in good ways, in feeling inspired. And many people have the feeling of being triggered. And that is also just a reflection. It just shows you something. Why are you triggered by someone? Very suspicious. Why? What is there? And people always look for the answer on the outside. Don't do that. You don't do that. Go inside of yourself. That which triggers you is only telling you something. Look deeper and you will know. It's so easy. Just look at what triggers you. It's exactly that. The source of that. And when you find it in yourself, nothing can trigger you. And if it does, you will get to know it also. You will grow even more. Like it's nothing. Use what you see, use your external world, use what you have online. If you spend a lot of time online, then use it wisely. Use it to watch yourself. What happens inside of you. Don't be consumed by it. I'm also I'm not against social media or whatever. I'm also using the internet, and the internet is a very good place, but you have to be very conscious with it, with everything in life, especially the internet, because it can consume you. Don't get consumed by it, because the more you consume, the easier it is to get consumed. So, be in control of it. Know yourself. Watch yourself. Gain power over yourself. But in the gentlest way as possible. Like the gentlest, the gentlest way. Okay, I don't think this word exists. The softest way, not forcing. I think that's it for today. So I wish you a very nice evening, day, morning, whatever it is. And yeah, until next time. Bye bye.